What up, guys? Hope you're doing good. Hey, I just want to make a quick video today. I've been thinking a lot, and for those of you that know me well enough know that I'm a deep thinker and I'm a planner. I don't do things just on a whim. I'm a big-time planner. Drives my wife insane sometimes. But I want to talk a little bit today about personal finances and how it directly affects your business and why it's so important to have your personal finances in check. Just as important, if not more important, than your business finances. When I started my company, I had very, very little money, and my wife and I'm explaining this to you because a lot of people say, like, how do I know how much to pay myself in the beginning? In the beginning, my wife and I sat down, we rented a really crappy house, and didn't have a ton of bills, like hardly any debt. I didn't have any school loans, anything like that. And long story short, basically sat down and shout out to Dave Ramsey, did his envelope technique, which basically we sat down, we wrote out our budget, and for every individual expense, we had an envelope. On the front of the envelope, it would say like cable bill, rent, gas and electric, whatever your bills are, right? And I had however many, 5, 6, 7 envelopes, and you keep them on the fridge. And every payday, so I would know how much I need to make at the end of the month to pay all the bills. I'd pay myself, I'd pull the cash out, and I'd put it in those envelopes, right? And then at the end of the month, I knew when those bills would come out, I'd take all those envelopes, I'd put them in my checking account the day before those bills came out, and that way it doesn't get spent. We did that for 3.5, 4 years. And that was important for 2 reasons. One, because I didn't get myself in trouble financially on a personal level, so we didn't feel, although we were broke, we didn't feel broke because we always had enough money to pay our bills because we assigned where those dollars were going in the first place, right? But it also allowed my business to grow faster because I paid myself the bare minimum I had to pay, right, in order to survive. A lot of people pay themselves just on what they feel they think they should make. You need to sit down and make a personal budget. If it's just you, then just yourself, but if it's you and your spouse or whatever, and you guys need to stick to it. And if you don't know what the envelope technique is, go find Dave Ramsey. I'm sure you can find it fairly easily. He preaches kind of that technique over and over. So another reason your personal finances are super important. I'm just going on this rant a little bit because I was just thinking the other day, like, and I do this a lot, like, hey man, what's the worst thing that could happen in life to me right now? Like, what happens if I were to die, right? I ask myself that question all the time. If I were to die today, what would happen to my family? Well, I have a life insurance policy on myself, but, and I'm just being transparent here, it's only 300 grand, right? And it's only 300 grand because I got it back when I was broke. And I'm like, man, like, okay, 300 grand, like she could pay her house off and, have some left over, but not enough to survive. Like, she would have to figure out a job and all this. And so this weekend I'm thinking I need to raise my life insurance policy to cover her for the entire 18 years that Scotland, my daughter, is around, right? And that way she can pay off the house, put her through school, not have to stress about a job, and raise her the right way. So first off, those are the kind of things I'm thinking about, right? Instead of me going out and spending money on a brand new motorcycle or a sweet boat, and I have a boat, but it's not anything crazy. I'm thinking about all these things because these are what are really important. And when you can create wealth, right? When you can create a business that starts to thrive, you can start to buy all these things for yourself. And then once all that's in place, then you can go have fun, right? And so you need a life insurance policy for you and your spouse. You need to make sure that you're paying yourself enough to pay your bills, but not too much where you're spending the money, where that money could be going and reinvesting back into the business for marketing and for growth, right? And so, you guys, personal is so important, man. I kind of like Dave Ramsey has built a career around financial advice, I guess you could say, in a way. I too could get on board with building a business very similar. That's how much I believe in it. And I've done a really good job for my wife and I of keeping us debt-free, except our mortgage. And I cannot tell you the freedom it brings. Yes, I still have my bills. I still, like everybody else. But at the end of the day, I'm not buried in student loans. I'm not buried in auto loans. I'm not buried in toy loans, and my business is debt free, and it's so important, guys. Being debt free is so important. That's why I really respect Ed Milet. He's if you don't know who he is, go search him on YouTube. You'll love the guy. Ed Milet. He is super successful, makes a crap ton of money, but he preaches being debt free. Like, he's like, yeah, I got a cool car, but guess what? I paid cash for it. Like, he didn't take a loan out for crap, and I'm big on that. Like, the whole loan thing for cars, like, oh yeah, my monthly payment's only $300. Yeah, but like, it's just a trap. You know what I mean? Like, you're trapped. What happens if you're to get hurt tomorrow and you lose your job? Like, now you still have to pay that car payment, right? And so for me, man, I want to get my house paid off as fast as possible. And don't get me wrong, a lot of people take this talk as me saying, like, you can't have fun. It's not that at all. But it's about being an adult and getting your priorities straight, because I promise, when you get your priorities straight and you're to the point where you can actually start to buy things like fun cars or whatever your hobbies are, new golf clubs, or join a country club or whatever it is, right? When you get to that point and you've done all the right things prior, it makes those things even better, right? Like, when you can give money away to people who are in need because you financially are fine and you have everything in your life in order, it feels better. When you can go buy that cool car, that cool motorcycle, that boat, that set of golf clubs, whatever it is, you don't have to feel guilty. You don't have to say, like, oh, I'm just gonna splurge today, but I still need to get that life insurance policy. No. When you get it all and it's all set in place, and then you go out and buy these things that you've always wanted, you feel good about the purchase, right? And there's something to be proud of there, and there's no regret. It's important, guys. That's all I'm saying. So I just wanted to jump on here today. I know this is a business channel, but your personal is 110% just as important, if not more. So get your personal life on track. If you have any questions, I'll leave my email below. Shoot me an email. I'd love to help you.